The issue is dignity and respect. That's what it takes to get a contract.
Supervision has a good pension plan. We deserve one.
On buses, on trains, on light rail, on streetcars.
If we all stick together as a union, there's nothing we can't accomplish.
We are the men and women who move a nation. We operate the modes of public transportation.
Doors are closing.
And whether it is carrying millions of Americans by bus or by train to the source of their livelihood, or to their doctor, or simply to visit a friend. Whether it is making certain that children arrive at school on time, we are the ones who ensure that all of them travel safely and efficiently to their destinations. We are the mechanics and other personnel who repair and maintain all those buses and trains so that every rider can rest assured that the vehicle carrying them is both reliable and safe. For travelers who choose Amtrak, whether for business or for pleasure, we are the people who provide the food and beverages on board and who clean and repair the passenger cars. And for those who commute to work from a distance each day, we maintain the commuter lines, as well as the freight trains that run from the Northeast through the Midwest. We provide invaluable services carrying thousands of passengers and transporting cargo every day from city to city across America and around the world. We are the crew who board the plane between flights, who clean and refresh the cabin so that the next set of passengers will find pleasant surroundings when they come on board. We are the men and women entrusted with the careful handling and dispatch of our passengers' luggage, doing all that we can to make certain that both passenger and bag arrive at the same place at the same time. We are the flight attendants, trained and experienced to ensure the safety, the comfort, and the peace of mind of the men and women that we accompany through the skies. We are the trained professionals responsible for maintaining facilities, equipment, and these complex aircraft. And we are always mindful that in our work, there is no room for error. And we are the flight dispatchers, simulator technicians, and pilot instructors responsible for maintaining operational control to ensure safe and efficient travel in nearly every craft and class in the airline industry. We prepare and serve meals at schools. We work at universities and municipalities, providing security, maintenance, groundskeeping, and clerical assistance. We collect the tolls and respond to emergencies at the gateways to the Big Apple itself. We are gas utility workers, accountants, IT workers, and even zookeepers. We support our national defense, repairing small arms and sensitive satellite communications equipment. We are heavy equipment operators who rearm our nation's Trident submarine fleet. And we have assisted in every rocket launch from Cape Canaveral since our space program began more than a half-century ago. We are members of the Transport Workers Union. Our mission and our purpose have been defined by a 75-year legacy of service, struggle, hard work, and a firm commitment to improve the lives of working men and women. From the very beginning in 1934, we have been a union that has fought for equality in the workplace and justice for all workers without exception. When at the height of the Great Depression, New York City's transit companies underpaid, overworked, mistreated, and fired their employees at will, our founder, Michael J. Quill, recognized that union strength could not coexist with discrimination. When employers and even other unions discriminated against minority workers, Quill and his organizers advocated for all transportation workers, fighting to open all job titles to everyone. During a 9-month period in 1937, Quill's inclusive strategy, combined with a sit-down strike in a Brooklyn powerhouse, organized the entire New York transit system. And in the next decade, thousands of transit workers joined our ranks, from New York to California. Today, TWU represents more than 50,000 workers in transit and allied service industries. The 1940s ushered in an era of airline travel, but this growing romantic industry had a dark side. Employees worked long hours and were paid very little for the so-called privilege of being a part of it. And in 1945, the TWU organized ground service employees at Pan American World Airways, the premier carrier of the day. The first contract included a first-time 40-hour work week, which within months became a standard across the airline industry. A year later, our union organized employees at American Airlines, covering maintenance, fleet service, and store workers. Contracts which followed won a 5-day work week, some of the highest wage rates in the industry, a seniority system, and paid vacations and holidays. In 1975, Southwest flight attendants joined our ranks, followed more recently by ramp, operations, provisioning agents, flight dispatchers, and pilot instructors. Today, our 50,000 members in the airline industry represent almost all classes and crafts at more than 20 carriers. The mid-1950s saw us broaden our membership to include some 40,000 rail employees from 28 employers. The largest company, the Pennsylvania Railroad, was reaping big profits by laying off maintenance personnel and neglecting equipment repairs. In 1960, due to a long-standing contract dispute, the TWU struck the Pennsylvania Railroad, shutting it down for 12 days, and eventually restored jobs, improved wages and working conditions, and helped ensure passenger safety. We have been the leader among unions at Amtrak, and instrumental in winning the recent contract settlement that included 8 years of back pay. Through railroad decline and recent resurgence, our union has continued to work tirelessly to preserve jobs and the railroad retirement and unemployment system. Today, we represent workers at CSX, Norfolk Southern, Amtrak, and a number of commuter rail and short-line freight carriers. Casino dealers at the Wynn Resort in Las Vegas approached our union seeking representation. TWU's organizing department responded by helping to establish an inside committee. Then, by a 75% margin, we won an NLRB election at the Wynn, soon followed by a 3-1 victory at Caesars Palace. We have established a new gaming division to let them know that we are here to stay in Las Vegas.
And I now present to you the man to end American segregation in our time, Dr. King.
Throughout our history, we have maintained and expanded our commitment to human rights, creating a Civil and Human Rights Department, a special committee to encourage and support working women, and offering our support to any cause that stands against discrimination based on race, religion, ethnic heritage, gender, or sexual orientation. And so, as we transport workers from every local and every division gather for this 23rd Constitutional Convention, let us rededicate ourselves to the principles upon which this union was founded. And as we chart our course for the next 4 years, let us be mindful of the legacy that we continue to build. Let us build on our commitment to expand grassroots activism. Let us become a lightning rod for our legislative agenda. Let us continue to plan strategically, develop and implement new ideas that will make us stronger and more innovative as we anticipate the needs and the jobs of tomorrow in a greener American economy. And in light of the nation's move toward energy independence, let us become the prime promoters of mass transit, travel by rail, and the use of biofuels in the airline industry. Let us encourage our rank-and-file members to become volunteer organizers. Let us use all the tools and technologies available to us to better communicate among local unions and to the members that we represent. Let us never forget those in our ranks who have put themselves in harm's way to defend our way of life. And, like the Air Transport Division, let us establish a formal body, union-wide, to assist them here on the home front. And let us renew the commitment that has defined this union for the past 75 years. To the basic rights of every human being, to fair treatment on the job, to equal pay for the same work, and the right to join a union.
Building the future, reaching tomorrow. Building the future, following through and touching our vision today. We're building the future,
So let us build on our legacy. Let us use our past to build our future.